Already, today we are tackling what many consider the most challenging and crucial part of the IELTS exam, academic writing task 2. So this section often feels like a mountain to climb, okay? But with the right techniques and strategies, you can turn this daunting task into your greatest advantage. Forget the boring cliche tips this time. It's all about breaking the mold with practical advice, real examples, and fresh approach that will elevate you to the top. Grab your pen because it's time to level up your writing skills and turn this step into a golden opportunity for IELTS success. First of all, identify the grammar mistakes and correct. First of all, missing commas in serious, okay? It generates employment, supports local businesses, and contributes significantly to government income, okay? But in English, a comma is typically placed before the last item in a list, okay? Known as the Oxford comma, and for clarity, of course. This is especially important in formal writing. So, it generates employment, comma, supports local businesses, comma, and contributes significantly to government income. Perfect. Second one, incorrect word choice, my friends. So, tourism often implies improvement in infrastructure. Okay, implies is not the best choice here, okay? Implies means suggests or indicates indirectly. So, which doesn't convey the intended meaning. So, a better word would be leads to or results in. Okay, so the correction would be tourism often leads to improvements in infrastructure will be better. So, third mistake, article usage. Okay, particularly environmental and social. So, this phrase lacks clarity due to missing words. Environmental and social should be modified to environmental and social issues or environmental and social problems to clarify what is being referred to. So it will be better. So correction, particularly environmental and social issues, will be better. Sure, another mistake, for example, a positive side that improves both economies and societies around the world. But a positive side is an awkward phrase in this context. So a more suitable term would be a positive force or a positive factor would be better. So another one, for example, the actual correction would be tourism can contribute to a positive force that improves both economies and societies around the world, we can say. Okay, so missing prepositions is the fourth mistake in my opinion. For example, degradation of natural habitats and excessive load on resources like water and electricity. It looks sehr good. Yeah, it looks very good. Sorry, this is Dutch. But the phrase excessive load on should be excessive load placed on to clarify the idea of strain or pressure on resources. So it will be better. So degradation of natural habitats and excessive load placed on resources like water and electricity will be a correct version of the sentence. So parallel structure will be corrected as well. Okay. For example, sometimes fading local traditions. Okay, but fading local tradition is a little bit lacks parallelism in structure. For consistency, fading should match the previous verb form, such as threatening or eroding. Okay, so sometimes eroding local traditions will be better. Six, unclear antecedent. Okay, with sustainable management, including environmental protections and local community support, tourism can continue to be a positive side. Okay, the phrase a positive side is unclear and does not logically follow from the rest of the sentence. So, a positive force or a positive influence will be clearer, guys. So, correction tourism can continue to be a positive force, will be the best. So let's summarize the common grammar mistakes and corrections, guys. First of all, missing commas in series. Use the Oxford comma in the list to improve the clarity will be the best. Second one, incorrect word choices. So choose words that accurately reflect the intended meaning, especially in formal writing. Then article usage, of course. Make sure nouns are adequately modified to avoid vagueness. Okay. Then four, missing prepositions. Use prepositions correctly to specify relationships between ideas. And five, parallel structure. Ensure that phrases or clauses have matching grammatical forms for consistency. Then unclear sentences as well. So you need to ensure that nouns and phrases are related to each other to improve readability and logic. So let's move on to the next part, guys, for criteria. So first of all, task response. Actually, our student addresses both the advantages and disadvantages of tourism, providing examples and explaining their points effectively. The essay presents a clear opinion in the introduction and conclusion, supporting the idea that the benefits of tourism outweigh its drawbacks. Okay, everything is so clear. No clue. But the response could benefit from a more in depth exploration of specific examples. Okay, such as naming countries or regions where tourism has notably impacted the economy or environment. So it will be perfect. And second one, while the student briefly mentioned sustainable management, they could expand on this idea by suggesting specific strategies to manage tourism effectively. So, second one, coherence and cohesion. Okay, this essay is well structured with clear paragraphs discussing the advantage and disadvantages, and conclusion, of course. But cohesive devices as well, such as one major advantage and on the other hand, are used effectively to organize the points. But some transitions between ideas could be smoother. For example, the final paragraph could include a linking phrase to better connect the idea of managing tourism sustainably to the conclusion. Okay, so lexical resource is the third one. The candidate uses a variety of topic related vocabulary, such as global economy, employment, pollution, and cultural exchange, and I cannot discuss it. The word choice is generally appropriate and accurate. But there is some repetition of basic vocabulary, such as benefits and tourism. Using synonyms like advantages, positives, or travel industry would improve lexical variety. Although the vocabulary is suitable, some expressions are slightly basic. Phrases like displacing local residents could be expanded or replaced with more precise terminology, such as leading to the uh, gentrification of local areas. Okay, so for grammatical range and accuracy, the grammar is mostly accurate with a mix of simple and complex structure and complex sentence structure. Actually, the candidate demonstrates control over conditionals and passive voice, but there are minor errors such as a positive side, which should be a positive force, and implies improvement, which could be rephrased as often result in improvements. So some sentences could be more varied in structure, especially in the use of relative clauses or additional conditional structures to showcase a wider grammatical range. Is everything clear? So, in the next slide, you can find Band 9 versions. On the right side, you see an example of what we wrote at the Band 9 level. And on the left side, you see the corrected version of the article written by the student according to the criteria and our suggestions. I leave the difference and comments to you. So do not forget to tell us in the comments what would you like to learn. Okay, so let's cover. Okay, first of all, we looked at an essay by a candidate with solid structure but repetitive phrasing drag the score down. Okay, in the second version, improvements are brought it up to a potential 88.5 score range. And finally, we examined a high scoring essay that nailed and with advanced vocabulary, fluid style, and real world examples, pushing it to likely 8.5, 9. So this top tier version didn't just avoid repetition, it was engaging, impactful, and every point was supported with relevant examples that made the argument shine. So, what is the secret to reaching the top band? Diversify your vocabulary, back up your points with compelling examples, and swap out repetitive words for synonyms. So, these changes can make all the difference in boosting your score. So, stay with us, and of course, as we share fresh essays and detailed breakdowns every day, like, follow, and drop your questions in the comments below. Let's get you closer to that top score.